Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial thing on how to switch between third person and first person camera. So we're going to start as a third person because it comes with a third person mesh. But if you are choosing a first person, you'd have to replace the mesh with the third person mesh or your own mesh really, because using your own mesh is a lot of fun. So we're going to go third person, maximum whatever. I'm going to call this camera thing. Let's go. Okay, so once you get loaded in, you'll see your camera, your guy, your thing, do this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is probably not the first thing I should do, but we're just going to start off with the camera. So we have to open up our person. So we do that under Blueprints, third person character. So from here, we're going to add our camera and attach it to our person. So these are all just defaults because we're started off with a new profile. And here's your guy. There's your third person camera. We're not really going to touch that right now. We're just going to add a camera. And we are going to put it right where we want it, which is like right here. Maybe tilt it down a bit. Yeah. Okay. Always remember compile, save, yada yada. Okay, and we are going to make a way to switch between the cameras. And that part's actually very easy. I like doing this part. And it's a way that you can just do menus in general. I'm going to go here. I'm going to use not the up key. I'm going to use the V key. So whenever it's pressed, we want it to flip-flop. And what that's going to do is switch between the A output and the B output, just back and forth. So if you press V, it'll switch, and when you press it again, it'll switch back. So that's useful to have as well. And we are going to tell it to show camera. No, we're not. We're going to name our cameras. So let's name this one third camera and this one the first camera. Okay, so when we push the button, we want it to go into first camera. So activate first camera. And we want it to deactivate third camera. Oh. There we go. And then on the other side, we're going to activate third camera. And then deactivate first camera. And then we're going to get rid of that. Okay, and then you can make this neat if you want. I like to kind of clean it up after, like the fact that I have 2 firsts and 2 thirds. I can take just what's happening here? Third goes here and here. So I can get rid of that one. And first goes here and here. So I can get rid of that one. I can get rid of it. There we go. So now if we run just this code that we made, we have our third person camera and our first person camera. Now, there's a couple things that you might see wrong with this. First one being that we can see his insides. So we're going to fix that first because, actually kind of looks kind of cool, but we'll fix it. So we want his insides to disappear. Now, I've tried checking through the settings and stuff to find out what would be the best way to do this. And of course, I can't find it now. Auto activate. No, I don't want that. I'm looking for the person. The mesh. So I thought, oh, there's something here called, where is it? Show is not visible to owner. But when I click that, it seems to disable all animations. So I'm not going to go with that one. Instead, I am going to activate the first camera. So when the first camera is activated, I'm going to hide bone by name. And the bone that I'm going to choose to hide, you can play with different ones to see what gives the effect that you want. But to find out the bones, I usually open up the animation blueprint. The animation blueprint. There we go. And then you have a skeleton thing here. It shows you where all the bones are. This guy's got a lot of bones. I never did it with this guy. I did it with another guy. So we don't want the neck. We don't want the clavicles. We don't want the spine. We do want the pelvis, so we're not going to get rid of that. So we'll go down to spine 1. That'll be everything that we'll get rid of. So when you get rid of spine 1, it actually hides everything inside of it because that's the parent. So it hides all the kids. So you have to make sure you copy it the exact same way. So I'm going to come over here, copy it, and paste it here. And when we switch back to third person, we want to show bone. Show bone? Bone by name. Unhide. And the bone will be the same one. So we go back in and boom. And we have all the bones hidden. Now, there's something else to notice here. I cannot control the camera at all with my mouse. Now, that is problematic because, who plays a first-person game where you can only be controlled by WASD? I mean, that could be a thing. I'd play that game. No, I'm lying. So, we are going to fix that. How we're going to fix that is... it's bothering me so much. Go here. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to fix that by going in to controls. So the third person character controls, the way it works is when you do WASD, the character moves but the camera doesn't. And you can circle the camera around the body. Now, this circling the camera and animation and everything is... I initially thought it was controlled by all this schmutz, but it is not. It's controlled by the animation blueprint. Not here, though. Here. So, looking at this, I was like, okay, so what if there is a, some kind of setting I can do where I can switch between 2 different sets of controls? Sounds stupid, right? Well, that's because it is. So, I will show you how I got my controls and movement, but feel free to find your own types of movement, do whatever you want, do a little dance. Okay, so I am going to open up my Epic Launcher. And I have all these things in my vault. They're free. I like free stuff. Just playing with stuff. Infinity Blade's good. But we're looking for the animation starter pack. So you find that in the marketplace. And you could just type animation starter. Should pop up. This one. It's completely free. Once you click it to own it, you go to your library, you add to a project, and I'm going to put it to camera thing. Add. So now that it's added, I'm going to go back to my project. Boom. Go here. And I am only in this to grab something out of the animation blueprint. Not that. This is the movement we've been waiting for. So, I am going to copy all that. I am going to bring it into my blueprint. I'm going to paste it. Now, something you should note is that everything right now is broken. So we're going to have to fix it so that it works with ours. Because we kind of just grabbed it out of something. But this custom event over here was the actual event blueprint update. So, because it already exists, it just makes a custom event. We don't want that. We're just going to get rid of that. So, so how we're going to do this? We need a way to tell the blueprint if it's a first-person camera or a third-person camera. So going back to our character, going back to our little thing, we're actually going to make a variable. And we're going to call it is third-person cam. And if it's the first-person cam, it'll be set is third false. And if it is the third-person cam, we're going to set it as true. Easy, easy, easy. So we're going to go back here, not here, there. We don't need that anymore. And instead of this just doing the movement, we're going to ask it a question. We're going to say, hey, condition. If it's the third-person cam, cast to third-person character. That's our third-person character. That's our guy's name, our little guy's name. So, but we don't need this to really execute on its own thing. So we're actually going to change that to a pure cast. Because we just need to know. Get that out of here. We just need to get one variable from this. We don't need to execute it. So we're going to go here. The object is going to be the pawn owner. So that's the owner of the animation, I think. Boom. Done. Okay, and we are going to get is third-person cam. And there we go. So now we have a condition that says, is this the third-person camera that we've always wanted? If it is the third-person camera, it's going to do the regular motions. If it's not, we want it to do all these motions. So we can just connect this to here, but there's going to be a lot of other problems. For example, direction does not exist. Direction is not a thing. I need... Oh, man. Oh, man. One sec, guys. I'm missing my little thing here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so apparently it's here, but I want it to be here. Okay, so we have to add a direction variable that is a green. So we're going to type green. This can break everything. Good, I want it to. And why are you looking for stuff? Get out of here. Okay, compile. That warning goes away. What else do we got? Can jump. So can jump is a function. So we're going to make a new function called can jump. Okay, and we're going to go back here, compile. Boom, it exists. Enable jump is another variable. It's a boolean. So we're going to click macro by accident. And we're going to delete it because we didn't really want to click that. Variable. Can jump, right? No? Yeah? No? Enable jump. Enable jump. We'll get that and make it a boolean. Yep. need a crouching. So crouching. So when we hit that compile, boom, good. And everything here looks okay. And we notify jump. Yeah, sure. Hope that doesn't break anything. Okay, so now that we have that, we actually have to go into can jump and copy over from not that. Copy over from the can jump from here. So I'm going to grab that, copy it, throw it here, pop that together, save, compile, and of course there's an error. What do we got? Oh, why are you in error? It's because everything's on top of you. You can't breathe. I'm sorry. Could not find variable name is third person cam. And that is because it's not a global variable. Or because I forgot to compile that, but... Okay, so that's fixed. Should jump does not match can jump. So we are going to put an input in there, just like this, called should jump. And we are going to connect it to here. Everything's good. Let's have a look at our monstrosity. So my third person camera hasn't been changed. I can still do all the cool weird things with it. But now when I press V, it's still broken. And you know why that is? I don't. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I have cookies everywhere. So this use pawn control rotation. So it uses the camera rotation from the mouse as opposed to using the camera rotation from the character. So if we go here, now we actually have... Huh. That looks kind of cool. But yeah, now we have full control with our mouse. And our legs are just going at it. Let me see how I can fix something like that. Give me one moment. Okay, so I think I figured it out. So there's this thing if you click third person character self. The ability to use controller rotation. I initially figured this out a while ago and forgot about it. I noticed that it was not the default value for some reason. I have no idea why. But when you turn it on, it actually locks the character, like the direction they're looking, to the mouse. So if I move to the left or right, it's all controlled by the mouse. Now, if you want this in your third-person character where it's only controlled by the mouse, perfect. Just keep it on as default. You don't gotta worry about a thing. And that fixes the leg problem in here too. But if you don't want this and you want him to actually change direction in third person, but stay like this in first person, then what we're going to have to do is disable that by default. Go here, and when we switch into the first person, we have to set that to true, and then false when going back to third person. So now we can go in here, and we have this control again for the third person, and this control for the first person. So that is my, I guess, kind of first tutorial on how to play with the camera a bit. Feel free to leave a comment on what you'd like to see done, looked at, whatever. Or if I did something completely stupid and you want to tell me that I did it stupid. The next thing that I might do is probably adding a weapon to this guy to see if the weapon shows up properly in the first-person view. Thanks so much, guys, and keep on going.